On January the 2nd, 1959, with the space age barely a year old, the Soviet Union launched Lunik, or Little Moon. It was sent to plant a Soviet pennant on the moon. Within hours of the launch, it became clear that Lunik was going to miss its target. As the Soviet scientists watched their tiny probe sail out to join the planets in an endless journey around the sun, an inspired thought occurred to them. They renamed their spacecraft Mechta, the dream. In 1926, when this recording of Holst's Planet Suite was made, there were thought to be 8 planets. Then in 1929, a young man arrived at an observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, to start the search for a 9th. At that time, little was known about the planets. Closest to the Sun lies Mercury, a tiny world of iron and rock, barely discernible in the glare. Then Venus, perhaps a second Earth hidden beneath a blanket of cloud. Then Earth, and beyond us, Mars, the red planet. It has seasons, polar caps, and the possibility of life. Far beyond these rocky worlds are the distant giants, Jupiter, over 1,000 times bigger than the Earth, and Saturn, with its distinctive and dramatic rings. The 2 remaining planets are 15 times the size of the Earth, yet they are so distant that they appear as the faintest of stars. Uranus, an aquamarine mystery. And finally Neptune, a world that moved unevenly across the sky. This irregular movement suggested the presence of a more distant planet, whose faint gravitational tug might be toying with Neptune's orbit. Planet X.
February the 18th, 1930, Clyde Tombaugh, sitting in an office very near to where we're sitting right now, looking at the photographs that he had taken of the night sky, sitting with his eye at the eyepiece of that blink comparator back there. And he had been searching on the plates that were centered on a star in the constellation of Gemini, the twins. He had started that morning. He had moved very closely, very slowly across, maybe click, 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 moving, seeing one image, then the other, keeping on moving back. All of these images were negative, so all the stars and anything else would be black on a white background. About 4 o'clock that afternoon, he crossed the very center of the plate. He passed the area right where the guide star was, the star Delta Geminorum, big, big, bright star, and moved a little bit more, and then he saw a very faint black dot, and then he blinked to the other one, and it appeared on the other plate, and he saw it appear here and appear there.
On his plates, taken several days apart, Tombaugh noticed that a point of light had moved. He knew instantly that this was what he was looking for. It was an historic moment.
He took the walk from the comparator room all the way down to the director's office. And he stopped and he did his tie and combed his hair a little bit. And he said, I wanted to appear a little nonchalant about this. So then he stepped into the office. Dr. Slifer, I have found your Planet X.
Planet X was soon named Pluto. It marks the end of the solar system. A tiny world of ice, smaller than our moon, now known to have its own satellite, Charon. But Pluto patrols the outer edge of the solar system, in the distant realm of giants. Worlds of swirling water, like the azure Neptune, and Uranus, which mysteriously orbits the sun spinning on its back. Pluto lies way beyond the gargantuan worlds, the gas planets that have no landscapes. Saturn, with wind reaching thousands of kilometers per hour, and Jupiter, that has an Earth-sized storm that has lasted for centuries. The closest worlds to the Sun are small islands of rock and iron. Mars, with its faint atmosphere of carbon dioxide, and Venus, smothered in clouds of sulfuric acid. Then there is Mercury, boiling in sunlight and freezing at night. 9 different worlds with seemingly little in common, save that they orbit a single sun and are bound together by its gravity.